5 years ago today, America witnessed one of the most sad moments in our nation's history. I was there when we were counting the ballots for the results of the 2020 presidential election, the House gallery, and a violent mob of protesters overran the police barriers in an attempt to overthrow a fair and free election. You would never think that in the oldest democracy in the world, that we've dealt with the challenges of war and depression, that somehow we would look like a third world country in which an election was attempted to be overthrown at the bequest and the direction of President Trump, as he had continued to build the efforts among his supporters that somehow they could overthrow this fair and free election. I remember sitting trapped up in the House gallery for 40 minutes with colleagues of mine, just wondering how this would all end. It was not something that I could ever think that I would witness in our nation's capital. 150 Capitol police officers, 4 who lost their lives, many that were injured. Police of the Washington, D.C. Department and National Guard protecting members of Congress, protecting the Vice President of the United States, who they were threatening to hang, and violent harm against Speaker Pelosi as well. It was the saddest day of the 22 years now I've had the honor and the privilege to serve. And therefore, on this 5th anniversary, we should not ever allow people to rewrite history with facts that are false. Facts are the facts. The truth is the truth. And what happened 5 years ago, January 6th, was a close call. And it reminds us that as resilient and as strong as our democracy has been, protecting the freedoms we cherish and we hold most dear, a symbol around the world, our nation's capital, to have this violent mob attempt to desecrate our nation's capital in their effort to overthrow the election should never be forgotten. And so once again, we were able to hold on. Important to remind all of us, and myself, that as resilient as our country has been through good times, but more importantly through difficult times, our democracy can be very fragile, and we should never take it for granted.